All right, so last time I responded in the middle of the night, the San Antonio Spurs literally grabbed Chris Paul 20 minutes after I uploaded a video that we were interested. So I tried to wait it out and see if anything would happen. As it stands right now, nothing happened. Keep it that way for a little while.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
All right, guys. So as you know, I was very ecstatic when it came to getting Chris Paul, but when it comes to Lauri Markkanen, I'm kind of on the fence. Sorry, I'm a little on the fence. It depends. It depends. All right. So before we talk about this really quick, guys, please head on over to Spurs Invasion and subscribe to the channel. It is a brand new channel that I created in which I'm going to be doing nothing but scripted, edited content. I'm working on one as we speak about Chris Paul. I'm going to be leaving for this weekend or whatnot, so I definitely want to get it out sometime this week. So go subscribe to it, man. Go subscribe to it and leave any constructive criticism if there's anything you think could do, like I could do that's better, or you liked or didn't like or whatever. Just leave it in the comments. It mean the world to me. I want to improve, and I'm still trying to find my style. I even changed up some things that I haven't uploaded yet, but I changed up the profile picture. I got a new logo created and everything. I'm keeping the Spurs Invasion, but I'm adding on to it, all right, just to keep with our theme right here. There's our Clan the Spurs fan theme. But yeah, go follow, link below under this video. All right, let's go ahead and take a look. Let's take a look. All right, rumor has it San Antonio Spurs interested in Lauri Markkanen. So it says right here, San Antonio is reportedly showing interest in the star forward. And the two teams that actually are hitting up the Jazz as we speak are the San Antonio Spurs and the Golden State Warriors. So here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing. Last time we talked about Lauri Markkanen, from what I remember, the Jazz wanted a lot. I mean, a lot. And I am not willing to give them, and maybe this is just me being a jerk, right? I am not willing to give them almost any of the 2025s. Maybe the Charlotte Hornets, which won't convey, and maybe the Chicago Bulls, which probably won't convey now that the DeMar DeRozan isn't coming back. So that's kind of where I'm sitting right now. I wouldn't give them the Hawks pick. I wouldn't give them our pick for 2025. But last time we checked, they wanted a ton of picks, and I don't know if the Spurs are willing to do that. On top of it as well, I don't really... the Lauri Markkanen trade, the Spurs don't want to have players on the books for long periods of time. We already know that they signed Chris Paul for a one-year deal. And if we go here and we look at the Spurs contracts, a lot of guys' contracts end in the next couple of years, and they want to make sure they have enough room to do the contracts that they need. Like Devin Vassell, we're pretty good, right? We're decent there. That's a phenomenal contract, by the way, for the future. But you look at Jeremy Sohan, they're going to want to re-sign him. Victor Wembanyama is going to need an extension pretty soon, or not pretty soon, but a little while. But they definitely want to sit back and evaluate. So this next season, it actually is another evaluation season, right? We're still trying to figure out, do guys fit? Do they not? I am a firm believer that Blake Wesley does fit with the team, right? But I don't know if he's like a starting point guard. He more than likely won't be that. He'll have to go to his position as shooting guard. But all I'm saying is, I think right now the Spurs want to get guys on a shorter leash where they're not worried about it in the future tense, especially since 2025 is going to be a crazy draft, and they're going to want some room there to see what they want to do and who stays, who goes, stuff like that. So right now it seems like that's what the Spurs are aiming towards, and the only way I would go after Lauri Markkanen and I would make it happen is if they go down on the price, because the Utah Jazz have been pretty crazy and delusional as far as how much they want for him. So I wouldn't give them like several first round picks, maybe a couple. If it's a 2025, maybe the Bulls one. But I'm just not sold on going all out. Now, does he fit? Yeah, sure. He fits with the Spurs. But let me tell you guys this right now, and this might not be like fun thing to talk about or fun thing to say, but I don't think that the Spurs are playoff contenders, even if they get Lauri Markkanen. Well, I don't want to go that far. I won't go that far. I think that they will be playoff contenders, but as far as serious contenders for a championship, no. I would still see the Spurs getting kicked out of the first round if you were to grab them. Not to saying that that's not, important to be able to go to the first round and develop and get that experience, but I just don't know if we're there yet, right? And you can't speed up the process. So Lauri Markkanen is one where I would love to bring him on the team. He does fit, but he is a little bit older. I think hold on, let me make sure. Pretty sure Lauri Markkanen is 29. I don't want to say it. 27. Why did I say 29? Yeah, 27. So he's 27 years old. So I'm hesitant, but let's take a look at what Zach Lowe here has to say. So sports reporter posted this on the latest edition of Lowe Post Podcast. Bobby Marks and Zach Lowe has some stuff to say. All right, let's just listen in and see what we got here. Wait a minute. That's not on my headphones. Yo, Dre, there's no snare in my headphones.
Where you say it lifts our ceiling with Wembanyama now, and by the way, this dude is ready to make an All-NBA team immediately, and he's young enough where we're not going all in on a player that's too far out of Wembanyama's timeline. I could see the rubber meeting the road at Devin.
Okay, hold on. Let me keep listening.
Sorry. And that's the most interesting piece to me for the Spurs, because they rightfully believe he is an absolute A-plus fit as a three-point shooter. He's not a 3-and-D guy yet, but he's got some tools defensively that he needs to lock into next to Wemby.
That's another thing, too. If they're asking for Devin Vassell, that's a no for me. I can't do it. I know some people might take it. I can't do that.
He's the best fit next to Wemby that they have on the team, long-term. We'll see how this Castle kid pans out. And I could see the Jazz being like, well, why would we do this deal without him in it? And so that's interesting. But they're the team I would pay attention. What else did you want to say about the Spurs?
No, that was to just the people you kind of just poke around the league. That's the team that's kind of come up a lot. Them, certainly, as I mentioned, Golden State. I just don't know.
Do they have enough?
That's the thing, right? Like, what do you got?
That was always the thing with the Sixers. Like, Sixers, there was all this dreams of Markanen going there. I'm like, and they could trade up to 4 first-round picks. There's some shenanigans, but like, who's the player? Like someone can beat that.
Yeah, and I think that's what Utah, like, listen, they've got 15 or 16, I think, future ones. They got all the Cleveland and Minnesota. They got a Laker first in 27, I think. Yeah, 27. But eventually you got to get better. Like, you got to have like a fountain. Like there's got to be like a guy involved if you're going to trade him that comes back, not just draft picks and expiring contracts.
I thought about Sacramento. I've mentioned them for Markanen before.
Sacramento, I would think, certainly if Ingram, with depending on what happens with him in New Orleans, you've got Barnes, you've got Herter, you've got most of your draft picks. You still owe Atlanta a protected one in 25. It's a matter of it comes back to what are you comfortable paying Ingram? You want to max him out. You got Fox and Sabonis also. But
yeah, so I guess we can just leave it there. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel, right? It really depends on what it looks like. But if they're asking for Devin Vassell, which from that clip, it seems like that might be the case, I'm not doing that at all. I mean, he's much younger, a lot of promise, good contract, really good contract, especially that first year where we're going to be, really dishing out some players. I just don't think it's worth it right now. Hopefully the Spurs, and this isn't a super strong free agency, but hopefully the Spurs can grab a few more players and maybe some veterans if some are available just for a year or two. And that's what they're doing with Chris Paul, right? More than likely, Chris Paul will be here for a year. And then when it's trading time up around February, trade deadline, we'll go ahead and move him so he can go to a contender. But those months are going to be very crucial in the development of our players. So I know that we're all excited, and I hope that I didn't come across as saying like, oh my God, we're champions now. I don't feel that way at all. Okay. I think we're far from that. But I do love the Chris Paul pickup. But if that's the direction Spurs are going, where they just want some short-term contracts, Lauri Markkanen might be a tough one, man. That might be a tough one to make that work. And if the Jazz are saying, well, we want Devin Vassell, that's a wrap. That is an absolute wrap. I'm pretty sure they're smart enough not to just take, Keldon and I don't know, Zach and a couple picks or something. I'm sure they're smart enough not to do that. So We'll see. We'll see what happens, but it is nice to hear that the Spurs are in the conversation, and they're going to continuously be in the conversation. Now, if they don't make this happen or they don't make something happen, obviously, don't go crazy. Okay, there's going to be Spurs fans, especially on Twitter, talking about, oh my God, Brian Wright didn't do this. Oh my God, the Spurs front office never do anything. Oh my God, but they don't know what the deals actually ensue, and if it didn't go down, I'm going to make the assumption that we have good reason to not do it, right? We're still in rebuild mode, and I don't think Lauri Markkanen going to this team makes us championship contenders. And with all the, contracts expiring pretty soon, the Spurs got a lot of evaluating to do, and you don't want that, hanging over your franchise if you don't have to. So, yeah, let's just wait and see. But that's my take on it, and I want to hear what you guys have to say. So like I said, Spurs Invasion, please go subscribe to that channel. I am working on another video as we speak, and I'll have that up either the 2nd of July, 3rd of July, maybe the 3rd of July. Maybe we can do it right before 4th of July. Now, do not expect me to do this all the time, okay? It's really difficult. At least for me, I'm still getting used to it. It's very difficult to make these videos. So please, bear with me. All right, I won't be able to do like weekly uploads. Not right now until I get much better at it. I have a full-time job, obviously running this YouTube channel, and then this one, we're getting this one popping. So please bear with me. But I appreciate all the love nonetheless. I give it to you guys later, man. Until next time, bye.